Hey everyone, I'm Brent Williams, founder and CEO of Benekiva.
And today it's just the two of us.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the two of us doing Happy Fridays. Nick, we miss you.
Yeah.
So, as with our tradition, we share happy stories of the week, whether that's work related or personal.
Mhm.
So, Brent, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of Happy Friday stories. One business, well, maybe both business, but one of the business is a little personal. So I'll start with that one. We created what we call Benekiva Life in our Slack channel, and it just amazes me that how much action and traction that channel has gotten, where people will share birthdays and anniversaries and holidays and all that stuff, and somebody will have a birthday and then all of a sudden we'll get 40 different happy birthday, have a great day. And it just makes me happy every time I see that, because it just helps our team, who's now it's amazing to even say this, that Benekiva is a worldwide team. So we've got teams all across the world, but yet you know this allows us to kind of connect without physically connecting, and kind of be part of their lives without actually being part of their lives. So it just makes me happy to see and hear some of the stories that pop up on that channel all the time. The second Happy Friday story is, I think a lot of folks saw the press release that Benekiva was chosen to be the claims and customer service platform for one of the major uh, admin companies out there. And I'm happy to say that we signed contracts with another admin company, which is one of the other largest admin companies out there. So Benekiva is now being connected to those admin systems right out of the box. And what this means for potential clients is your implementation times will be a lot shorter. I mean, you're still going to have some implementation work, but you're not going to have this huge project in order to implement Benekiva. So I think it's going to be a good deal for both our partners, for us, and then at the end of the day, the carrier claims and customer service staff, and then finally the policyholders and beneficiaries. Getting them out of that old. Like I say, getting them out of the old Kmart and into the Amazon type experience. So, so those are my
Such a
two
good
Happy Friday
analogy.
stories.
Such a good analogy.
Yeah.
Because Kmart started like when I was growing up, it was Walmart, Kmart, there were Roses, right? There were so many like little department stores. And unfortunately, like I just kept seeing Kmart dying, and that I love that analogy. I think it's super, when people want that Amazon experience, they don't want to go into a Kmart. They want Amazon. And we believe we are the Amazon of the claims world.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
So I'm going to piggyback off of your happy story because as we are growing our company, we're also growing the number of partners that we're working with.
Mhm.
And like with any partnerships, there's going to be there's going to be things that another company can do. We can do better, or we're doing things in similar spaces, but we're solving a totally different niche,
Mhm.
or because we came together for a different purpose, right? But there could be some synergies.
Mhm.
And I think there's a couple of examples this week that I'm very happy about, is when, from a solutions perspective, when you put customer first, how do we solve, like we have a hashtag called solving real problems.
Mhm.
We're all about solving problems for the customer. Our customer is the carrier. When you think about them first and not think about, oh, I could do this because this is in my wheelhouse. If you really put them first, you may be surprised how you're able to go speed to market by being more synergistic with partners.
Mhm.
And I saw that in real life when we were told no on one side. We were like, okay, we're here to help if you need us. And now to meet that timeline, we're back at it again. But it's being customer focused, right? It's not about who has what tech, and it's about who can implement it, who can be speed to market. If you've got so many things, why are you going to make the customer suffer? If you make the customer suffer, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go find another person that can solve that problem and bring those synergies together. So it's a good lesson, like where I saw, like where we were looked at, right, to being that speed to market, but always have that mindset of I'm here to serve my customer, and I will do whatever it takes to serve that customer. And if that means that it's not going to go perfectly according to my vision, because I just can't, I don't have that capability to do it, or the manpower, leverage partners. It's okay to leverage partners. I'm seeing that in the other lens where, we're going to be like forcing another partner to think about, don't be selfish about your technology and want to make money. It's not about, at that point, it's not about you and what you can deliver. It's about solving the problem and what's the best process and what's the best solution. And it does not mean that it's always yours, your add-on capability, because if they don't need it, you just added more pork, and guess what, you added more process layers, and it's going to be longer to resolve something than being streamlined. I think these are great lessons learned, and I'm hoping the insurtechs that are listening to this is stuff that we're learning as we're going through our company. We're seeing this, we're doing it, and just be very much solution focused and serve your customer. You will win long term. Don't think about short term, think about long term gains. But that made my week, right? When I saw two totally contradicting examples, but for us, we're always customer focused, always
Yeah.
serving the customer.
Yeah. And a perfect case in point is we've got customers who have uh, competing claim systems, right? And instead of just coming in and saying, "Oh, we're going to replace that claim system," we're going to get rid of that thing. We say, "Okay, well, if it works for a majority of the items, what are the items that it doesn't work for?" And Benekiva will connect to that system and just do those items, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about solving the specific issue for the carrier, not necessarily, uh, going in to replace tech or those types of things. If that happens as the relationship grows, well, then it happens, right? But that's not the goal. The goal is to say, what specific problems are you trying to solve?
Yeah.
Our tech can solve these specific problems for you, right? And we'll work hand in hand with that
Yeah.
competing claim system.
Yeah.
So it is interesting, and so many times we find that when you start off with a synergistic partnership, there's give and take on both sides, right? But when you start off with a partnership where, say, a carrier says, "Well, I want to work with Benekiva, but I also want to work with XYZ," right? So the carrier is asking for these two companies to now work together, right? And I think what a lot of times what happens is those companies start to get guarded and say, "Well, Benekiva does this and this, and so do we," right? Instead of saying, "Okay, well, we can turn ours off, you can turn yours on. We don't care. It's more about what the customer wants. If they want to use your side of the fence, great. We'll turn our side of the fence off, right? If they want to use ours, well, then turn yours off, right?" But I think it's about having that open mindset of, we're not coming in to compete against you. We're coming in to solve the specific issues.
Yeah. It's being solutions focused
Yep.
and doing what's the best for the customer, even if that means this piece, I may make a little bit of money extra, and they say this is a better solution. You will win in the long run. if you keep being solutions focused and
Yeah,
customer focused.
because
Because I've seen it too many times where folks get a little bit of greedy or a little bit like, no, I want this and I want my thing. And guys, it's not about you, it's about your customer.
yeah,
We say this all the time, even internally, it's about what's right thing to do for the customer.
yeah, yeah, and interestingly enough, on the good example you have, great story, right? We're able to get speed to market, and we all look good, right? Our partner looks
Mhm.
good, Benekiva looks good, and we all look good at the carrier. On the flip side, the bad scenario, where this company was really guarded and kind of keeping everything close to the vest. What they didn't realize is we were analyzing them to potentially bring them to some of our other clients.
And guess what we will do now, right?
Exactly.
If like that's where I oftentimes talk about being short-sighted versus long-term view.
Mhm.
That's showing short-sightedness,
Yeah,
unfortunately. And I still have hope. But if you really look at long-term and long-term vision and focus on your customer,
mhm,
you will win. You will win. It's a long-term play. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, guys. And if this was easy, everybody would be doing startups, but it's very difficult and there's lots of complexities, lots of processes. But when you listen to what your customer wants, you will come up with the solution, what's right for them, not what's right for you and your company. Who cares? We care about the customer.
yeah.
So my next story is we have officially, we talked, I think a couple of weeks ago that we're going to grow by 10. So I think we may be growing a little bit more than that. And Brent's like our CFO as well. He's always like, Bobber. And I'm like, oh, Brent, we got to have it. So we love it because that's the holding each other accountable part of it. But, we're growing our team and we're now even evaluating key marketing folks that we're getting recommendations from. And
Yeah,
what's cool about what makes me very happy about all of our hiring for our US resources, they've all came from our networks. So
yeah,
each one of them came from like like our networks within the company. And guess what that does? It eliminates a lot of that risk. There's still risk, but eliminates a lot of that guessing. Like, are they gonna, what's the first 90 days going to look like? We kind of know because folks have either worked with them or they come very vetted from our network. And I think this is where it may not be like tomorrow I'm going to get like a slew of 5. We will eventually be at the point where we're needing recruiters. But I think the best thing to do is take time. And this is what we've shared with our employees. Take time, analyze your network, and you may be surprised who you worked with or interacted with 2 years ago. It comes to your mind,
mhm,
and they may be a great fit for our company. So, what made me happy is we've been able to leverage our networks and hire really good people, and we're going to continue to hire. So this network, our social media network, is, so we are looking for I'm going to use a curse word, kick-ass solutions consultant. That means delivery, you understand tech, and you can be that solution minded that we talked about. And if you're interested, contact me, ping Brent, and we are actively looking for a very high energy, high passionate, who wants to do good in the insurance industry. And we're going to be hiring that skill set. It's a doer. You're going to get your hands dirty. We're not looking for, I think the word that somebody used in our interview, strategic yet tactical. That's who we're looking for.
yeah, yeah, yep. I agree. It's fun to see the team grow and grow and grow, though.
I know.
I know I
I
gripe
just,
about the
I
financial
don't,
sometimes.
the one thing I would say is like in the beginning, especially with my group, like I was very hands-on with some of the folks that now I only connect with on a monthly basis. But that just shows that it's growth, right? And it's good to see their progress. It's good to see our other employees' progress, and it's good to delegate. We talked about delegation a while ago, but it's kind of fun to see how we're, how the team is growing
Yeah.
and being independent and kind of being, we have, each of us have our own lanes. Now even our teams are having their own lanes. So it's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Okay, with that, we're wrapping up. Happy Friday. Happy